Hello. Right, so I thought we'd finish off the year with the world's worst parents. Little stories, we'll see how far we get through them. So the first one is called Peter Pong. The dad with the stinkiest feet in the world. Whew. Peter Pong. There are hundreds of ways in which parents can embarrass their children. Spitting on a handkerchief and wiping your chin with it. Oh, get off me! Wheeling you around in a pram even though you grew out of it years ago. Oh, my beautiful ickle baby. I'm not a baby, I'm 13 years old. Making you put on a song and dance show every time your grandmother comes to visit. Dance for us. Dance, dance, dance. I'm not a performing monkey. Dance, monkey, dance. Giving you a slobbery kiss at the school gates. Mwah. Get off me, I'm covered in slobber. Dressing you up like a Victorian sailor boy for a family wedding. Oh, you look delightful. I look like I should have gone down with the ship. Telling you over and over again that it was so much harder in their day. We didn't have any sweets in my day, my lad. If we were hungry, we would have to suck on a pebble. Oh, give it a rest, Dad. Your mum is the queen. Oh, cutting your fringe with a pair of nail scissors. I bet there's a few of you had that done recently. Hold still. Mum, it's all wonky. Wonky is cool. All the kids are doing it. No, it isn't cool and it never will be. Telling all your friends at your 12th birthday party about exactly what you used to deposit in your nappy when you were a baby. When I picked her up out of her cot, I thought it was only a number 1. But my smug look on her face, I knew it was a number 2. Mum! However, very few parents can embarrass their child as much as this man. There's a good shot of him there. Peter and his wife Penny had a daughter and they named her Ping Pong. That wasn't the embarrassing thing. The thing that was embarrassing was Peter Pong's feet. The man had the cheesiest feet in the world. Oh, and there's a Wally fact in this book. For many years, the world record holder for the stinkiest feet was a little girl, Rita Reek. Rita could empty her school in seconds when she waltzed in wearing her flip-flops. The teachers and pupils couldn't scramble out their doors in time and were knocked out cold by the stink. That meant no schoolwork for Rita. Hurrah! Peter may have been a short man, but he was a giant in the world of whiffs. If you had incredibly cheesy feet, it's most likely you would hide them away, put on some thick socks and contain them in some sturdy shoes, or better still, boots. Not Peter Pong. Oh no, Peter was proud of his Pong. He knew he had stinktastic feet and wanted to share them with the world. So whatever the weather, Peter Pong would be sporting sandals, even in deep snow. They were open-toed leather sandals, so that everybody could see his corns, blisters and grotty toenails, and of course enjoy the stink, especially little people who were closest to the ground. Short people. What was this smell exactly? Cheese. Not a nice mild cheddar or Wensleydale. Oh no, a really stinkerocious runny cheese that had been left out in the sun to curdle for a decade. The stink from Peter Pong was so strong, it was actually visible. A yellowy green browny gas hummed from his feet. To cover up the smell, Peter's daughter Ping took up cooking. The aromas of yummy ingredients floated across the kitchen and danced around their little flat. They almost cancelled out the smell of her father's feet. Over the weeks, months and years, Ping became a master chef. Every night, she made something delicious for the family. Pies, stews, curries, trifles, crumbles. Ping dreamed that one day she could escape the stinky family flat and become a world-famous chef with best-selling cookery books and restaurants all over the world. So great a chef did Ping become that her mother Penny suggested she enter a TV cooking competition named Cook Off. It was a very popular series where amateur chefs competed to be crowned Cook of Cooks. Instant fame and riches beckoned for the winner of the show as it was watched by millions of people. Cook-Off was filmed in a giant pink marquee. The competition was for grown-ups, but Ping was so gifted that she was allowed to take part even though she was only 12. The little girl forbade her father to come to the show. She knew those stinky feet of his could ruin it for her. Big time. So, stinky feet free, Ping made it all the way to the final, and being so talented and so young, she became the hot favourite with the public to win. The host of Cook-Off was Tony Truffle, a big jolly man who looked like he enjoyed his food. Truffle was famous for his outrageously obvious brown wig, brightly coloured glasses and flowery shirts. They served as a substitute for a personality, something that he lacked. Cook-Off had two judges. The first was Bobby Bollywood, the owner of a famous Indian restaurant called the Taj Mahal 2. Bobby thought he was cooler than, well, he actually was. The second was an elderly lady and expert cook, Dame Penelope Plum. She was so posh, she made the Queen look common. Every week the two judges would taste the dishes and give their verdict on them. After some deliberation, towards the end of the show, the cook of cooks would finally be crowned. For the final, it was decided that the remaining competitors would prepare an Italian dish. Aside from Ping, there were two other amateur cooks who'd made it to the last show. Henry Heft had made a huge impression on the viewers. He was a tattooed giant of a man who wore a beaten up black leather jacket with a skull and crossbones painted on the back. Hefty had impressed the judges with his cream puffs. There's a picture of Hefty there, and I think we've got a picture of Dame Penelope Plum. And we've also got, what was his name? Bobby Bollywood. The other finalist was a sour-faced woman who never cracked a smile or even uttered a word, named Vivian Vinegar. Oh, there she is, just there. She wore grey roll-neck jumpers and long skirts, and seemingly cut her own hair with a pair of scissors and a pudding bowl. Vivian had wowed the judges with her boiled eggs. So the morning of the final came. Ping dashed around the supermarket with her parents to buy all the ingredients she needed to make her creamy mushroom pasta. However, when she called out for her father to reach for a block of Italian Parmesan cheese from the top shelf, the man was momentarily distracted by his own stinky feet. And when he leaped up to reach the shelf, he released some understink. Understink is the worst of all the stinks, as it comes from the bottom of the foot. The stench snaked all the way up from his toes to his nose, and even he was taken by surprise by the phantasmagoria. As his wife and child gagged, the stink actually blinded Peter for a moment. Tears welled in his eyes at the smell, and he picked up a pat of cooking fat by mistake. This was not noticed until much later. Once they had bought all the ingredients, the Pong family raced to the marquee, which was set up in a beautiful part of the English countryside. The final of Cook-Off was live and beamed all over the world. "It's time to cook," announced Tony Truffle, and the three finalists got to work. And there you can see them all at their bench, ready to start cooking. Henry Heft was making a panettone, while Vivian Vinegar was going to boil yet another egg. "How is that an Italian dish, Miss Vinegar?" asked Tony. "The hen who laid it was Italian," claimed Vivian. And they were off. They had just half an hour to cook something delicious and wow the judges. All was going well for Ping Pong. She fried the mushrooms, added them to the creamy pasta sauce, added that to the spaghetti she had boiled perfectly, not too hard, not too soft, just right. The finishing touch was to be the Parmesan cheese that she would grate on top, just to add that wow factor. She looked at the cheese grater and smiled to herself. She had very nearly done it. However, when Ping reached into her bag to grab the Parmesan cheese, she was horrified to discover a block of lard, which is just like a block of fat. "Dad!" she shouted across the marquee. Her proud parents had been peeping through a gap in the tent and now dashed over to her. "What's the matter, my love?" asked Mum. "Look!" exclaimed the girl, showing them the lard. "You picked up the wrong one, Peter," chided Mum. Oh, it wasn't my fault. I had something in my eye, he protested. You had your own stink in your eye, Dad. 1 minute to go! Cooks, announced Tony Truffle. No, cried Ping. My dish is ruined. I'll never win now. Peter Pong pinged. Ping! I have an idea, he said brilliantly. I know where you can get some magnificent cheese. There isn't time, hissed Ping. 30 seconds to go, called out Truffle. See, said the girl. Don't worry. Dad will save the day, said Peter, and he grabbed a bowl and a cheese grater and dashed out of the marquee. We'll find out what he did next time. It's a bit scary.